I know you can't really speculate about the judge and what they felt, but is it customary for them to spend a whole day on this type of like preliminary, like decide if they're going to kick the case or not?
I would say it's the type of thing that you only decide that you only see when there's a very big case pending. Courts. Courts are they're very, very busy places, especially these days. They have huge dockets. Given the state of our judicial system now, there's so many criminal cases going through. And criminal cases, we have a right to a speedy trial. So in some ways, they take precedence over civil cases, this case is a civil case. And so judges are very, very, very busy. For a judge to devote an entire afternoon to hearing arguments on a motion to dismiss, I think it's very, very telling, and it shows the extent to which this judge is taking this case very, very seriously. And I think that should be an encouraging sign for everybody that's watching this, because I can tell you right now that, I firmly believe that this is the only place in our government right now where we're having a serious discussion about issues going to the corruption in our political system at on a very large level. We're not having that discussion anywhere else in government, and so it's a very, very important case for that reason. And just by virtue of the fact we're having that discussion, I think is a step forward.
When you say we're not having that discussion in other forms of government, what do you mean specifically? You mean in the executive office?
Yeah, yeah. I mean in Congress, and I mean in the executive. Donald Trump, as part of his campaign platform, he promised to. He used the phrase "drain the swamp." He told folks he was going to lock her up and prosecute Clinton. We've seen nothing. Since he's now, I know he's only 100 days into his term, but so far, in terms of that particular aspect of his agenda, I've seen no indication that we're going to address corruption in our government, and I find that very, very disheartening, because I know a lot of his supporters were very energized about the idea of, for example, prosecuting the Clinton Foundation. They were, and I think there's a lot of disappointment. So we're not having a discussion there. In Congress, Congress can't even, do the basics of governing right now. They can't even pass legislation. So, I'm sure they're not, none of them are discussing. They're the whole problem. That's the corruption right there, is the people in Congress. So, yeah, I don't think we're having this discussion anywhere in our government, except in this particular courtroom, in this particular case. Now, there may be other cases that are going on elsewhere. I don't know. But, that's, if we're going to clean up our government, we need to have that discussion somewhere, and we need to be taking some action.
So, and I agree again. So if the judge decides that this case has merit and it moves forward, will that mean that Donald Brazile, and will you be calling people, my friends, to the stand that will give me an opportunity to do a video every hour on the hour?
Well, I can tell you that, if we get to the next stage of the case, which was called discovery, we most certainly are going to be taking depositions of all of the key witnesses, all of the key players in this saga. So that most definitely includes Debbie Wasserman Schultz. It includes Donna Brazile. It includes Louis Miranda. It includes everybody. Those of your viewers who have gone through the WikiLeaks themselves and know those documents, you know that it's a very, very long list of people that were involved, and we plan to put all of them under oath, take their depositions, and ask them the questions that need to be asked in this case. And we're also going to be doing, extensive. If we get to discovery, we're going to be doing extensive discovery into all of the other documents that are out there. We're in a position right now where a lot of the documents have already come out into the public domain, by virtue of WikiLeaks, by virtue of Guccifer. But That's only the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff out there, and the discovery process is what lets you get that material during litigation.
Well, if you need help doing paralegal work, if you need a paralegal, man, I can volunteer. I was a paralegal when I got
Is that right?
years ago. Yeah, years
Oh,
ago.
Fantastic.
Then actually did litigation discovery. That's what I did.
Okay, so
yeah.
you know how it goes.
I do. I do.
You know how it goes.
Man, that's exciting stuff, man. A lot of work.